Welcome back to TTS Daily with me, Yee. So this 18-year-old female sales assistant is going viral for her resilience, okay? Yang, 18-year-old, a sales assistant in Hunan, China, only earns 2,700 yuan per month. That is about SGD $490. Ringgit is about $1,600. This is well below the city's average salary. And the rent in Hunan, China is around 8,000 to 1,800 yuan, which is easily more than half of her monthly intake. To save on rental, what does Yang do? Yang decides to live in a 6 square meter office toilet. Yes, she lives in the office toilet. When everyone goes home, she stays in the office toilet. You can see from the pictures here. Paying only 50 yuan monthly. Okay, that's ringgit $31 and Singapore $9 per month. I mean, that kind of rental is really crazy low, but you need to understand you are sleeping in the toilet, okay? And then the space, as you can see from the picture, includes 2 toilets, 2 cubicles and a sink. And she says the toilet is clean and smells good. That was my biggest worry. If you're gonna be staying long time in the toilet, the moisture, the dampness, maybe the fumes from the toilet bowl, that couldn't be really good for the human health, right? But she says it smells good. Probably she takes good care of the toilet real well since she has to stay there every night, And she feels safe because the office building has 24 hours, security and company surveillance, okay? So far, she has lived there over a month and she's going viral for her resilience, In order to save money, she actually sleeps in the office toilet. So for her salary, right, Yang spends 300 to 400 yuan monthly, for food and, handphone bills and such forth, and saving the rest for a future car and house. Good financial planning. Her boss previously offered her to stay at her boss' home. Her boss is a female, okay, an unused office space for 400 yuan. But, Yang thinks it's too expensive, so she chose the toilet for safety and work proximity and, of course, cost savings. Her boss plans to move her to the renovated office space soon. Our only worry is, can the boss also charge her the same amount for the newly renovated office space? This is an update on the state audit office building collapse in Bangkok. So as of now, we have the confirmed deaths of 44 as of April 15, 2025. 50 people are still missing out of the 103 initially reported at the scene and 9 individuals injured. The Interior Ministry is going to pay 100,000 baht, which is about 2,750 USD, per deceased victim's family, regardless of household status, whether they are the head of the family or not. The first payout round is scheduled for Friday, 18 April 2025. The search and rescue operations are focused on Zone C, where most victims are believed trapped. Heavy machinery such as excavators, gas cutters, drills have been deployed across 4 zones. Search dogs are used 3 times daily to locate survivors or remains. Overnight operations on April 14 uncovered 2 bodies and 24 human remains. Our thoughts and prayers to everyone affected by this incident. Just a quick update on the 187 gastroenteritis cases reported in February 2025 that people were thinking could it be linked to the ready-to-eat meals distributed under the Food Resilience Preparedness Program, FRPP. Now the SFA and MOH have come out saying that there's no definitive evidence linking these cases to the RTE meals, the ready-to-eat meals, okay? Laboratory tests have been performed on the RTE meal samples, including environmental swabs from SATS premises and stool samples from affected individuals, showed no foodborne pathogens, and no safety lapses were found in the SATS manufacturing premises or processes. Gastroenteritis is also commonly known as stomach flu. I'm just going to say stomach flu from now on, it's easier for me to pronounce. The cases were 184 from schools, 2 from active aging centers, and 1 from a public agency. All 187 affected individuals have received medical attentions, recovered fully, and none were hospitalized. And also take note, this is a really small sample considering that there were over 100,000 RTE meals distributed for that whole time period. So if you were to do the maths, there's only a roughly 0.18% affected. So there you have it, just a quick update. Back in Singapore, breaking news. This is breaking news to me. Japanese hawker chain Mentai, owned by owner Kiet, who had up to 9 outlets in Singapore at its peak, including 2 cafes, which is in total of 11 outlets, have now all closed abruptly by April 2025. This just comes 3 weeks after Kiet announced reducing to 3 stores as per his social media platform. Kiat have reported a total losses of over 550,000 Singapore dollars over 2 years and expressed deep emotional pain, feeling that he failed everyone and regretted not exiting the business earlier to cut losses. He has made several viral posts which highlighted the challenges, including registering for GST, which increased his prices, and high F&B rental rates in Singapore. Kiat has also often described the failure as a nightmare and extremely painful. Before starting on Mentai in 2020, Kiat actually ran Tenryu Japanese Dining, which also failed, leaving him in $120,000 in debt. He then worked as a Grab driver to pay debt before launching Mentai again, pursuing his F&B dreams again. Kiat now plans to take a break to rest, recuperate and restart, considering a return as an F&B consultant to help others avoid similar failures. He's also open to suggestions for a home-based business but feels quite defeated currently. He has no plans to restart a F&B business in the near future. Despite all these failures, Kiat remains passionate about F&B, driven by a love for providing affordable quality food. I mean, I've tried to follow with Kiat's stories here and there, and one of the things that he always want to push affordable prices to the consumers, but then rental prices are going up, your ingredients costs are going up, and in some stories, he has actually reduced his prices in order to cut into his margin to make his price affordable. But I mean, it just, business-wise, it is not good for business, as you have to understand, because everything is going up and you're keeping the same quality and same quantity. He's doing it out of kindness and, it's tough for business. So anyway, shoutouts to Kiat for his passion about F&B and also especially his commitment to providing affordable prices despite it extremely cutting into his margins, despite all other costs rising. So that is something incredibly hard to do for any F&B business, but he actually tried going that route and it didn't work out well, but kudos to him for his kindness. And for our last story of the day, this is a really controversial one and something that is really hard to say who is right or who is wrong. So listen to this. A dispute over smoking in a Sengkang HDB flat escalated into a public exchange of printed and handwritten signs in a lift lobby. This feud shared on Reddit has now gained attention after being posted on April 12, particularly for its passive-aggressive tone and sparked debate on smoking rights versus second-hand smoke's concerns. The first handwritten note in English and Chinese you can see right here pleaded with a smoker to close their windows when smoking between 12 midnight to 1 a.m, citing health concerns for others. Take note, the note did not mention any unit at all, And then there was a printed response above it, presumably from a smoker or supporter, which defended the right to smoke at home and suggested others to close their windows or buy air purifiers. That printed response was then defaced, strike off, with all caps written on top, "Stop victim blaming." So first of all, yes, I understand that if it is your own home, you should have the right to smoke wherever you want at your own premises, am I right? But then if you are smoking and your secondhand smoke will travel to other people and inconvenience other people, yes, that is very, that is not a very nice thing to do, but it is not something that the smoker is actually controlling. The smoker, he/she, they, them, does not control the direction of the wind or where their secondhand smoke go. I mean, just think of it like this. During dinner time, when everyone is cooking, you can smell what your neighbors are cooking, right? They do not control where the fumes of their cooking go. It just goes out the window and the wind takes care of it. You can even smell sometimes your neighbor is cooking belacan or sambal or whatever, So honestly, I feel smokers should have the right to, smoke anywhere they want in their own premises. But of course, if the smoker wants to be more considerate and he sees this note, then maybe they might want to consider between this time, closing their windows or smoking at another window. If there is another window, maybe they can consider going to the void deck to smoke, even though it is after midnight and 1 a.m, which is kind of late and might be very exhausting to go down all the way down, especially if there is no lift access to your floor. I mean, there are so many variables and factors to consider, but obviously I'm not very sure about the lift layouts in this Sengkang HDB flat. And netizens have largely criticized the smoker, arguing they shouldn't impose secondhand smoke on others or expect neighbors to close windows while ventilating their own unit. Also have suggestions, saying the same thing, asking smokers to go downstairs to smoke, avoiding affecting others' health. So once again, I'm not defending either side, but I'm just saying it's kind of sad that if it is your own premises, but then you're getting suppressed for smoking in your own premises. So I honestly have no idea how to resolve this. And apparently, smoking in HDB flats is a recurring issue in Singapore, often causing neighbourly disputes. A similar case in Bukit Panjang saw a woman obtain a court order in October 2024 against neighbours who smoked over 150 times over 2 weeks after putting up signs to identify the smokers. How did she even count that amount of smoking in 2 weeks. Is she able to somehow count the number of cigarette butts? Okay, so ending this off, right? In a perfect world, everyone would be kind and understanding neighbors to each other. So if someone's getting inconvenienced by this smoke and pasted this sign, the smoker or anyone reading it will actually understand and will actually find other avenues from that time period. Actually, maybe they will find ways to reduce the smoke smell, the secondhand from affecting others. Yes, they would do that. So the only way we can resolve this, I finally found it, is let's all be friendly and kind to our neighbors and help each other. Obviously, this would be a perfect society in a perfect world, which is what we want to strive for.